Okay, we're recording. Welcome everybody to the Referral Challenge Q&A Mastermind call for Friday, April 28th. Just real quick, I want to point out the uploads today went up a little late, just about an hour ago, but they're up there. The thing is, I need to make an adjustment to the habit maker posts, and all I'm going to do is I started to put everything in one post, and now what I'm going to do is keep it in the same category but move it into a different post, just so you're aware. If you haven't looked at it yet, things might change just a little bit. I was thinking I had to do it all in one post, but I don't. I can add another post into the category. So it might change up a little bit of the formatting, but the content, everything stays the same. It has an update, some prep work that needs to be done if you are interested in moving forward with Habit Maker relatively quickly. If you're not, if there's no real rush on your end to do Habit Maker, that's fine, because we're moving into local by referral now into the partner side, and that is actually will help facilitate Habit Maker. They'll work together. So anyway, just want to reiterate that there's no rush to implement Habit Maker unless, of course, you feel a rush. And if so, fine, we will work with you and make sure you have what you need in a timely way. But there's some prep work up there, and there's also some information on local by referral, phase 1, which is identifying your potential partner prospects. Next week will be phase 2, which is the acquisition, and that's when local by referral back end will go live. Absolutely will go live next weekend or next Friday. And that's specifically for you, Keith. Just it's going live, brother. It will actually happen. So everything's looking good on that end. So that's all I've got. Aaron, do you have any updates? Aaron Crocker?
No.
No. Okay. All right, great. Well, then let's just do regular go around the room and check in. Adrian, I know you had some questions, or at least I was getting to some of those in the Facebook group.
Yep.
Let's start with you right now and see if there's some things we can hammer out.
Yep. So I noticed on the post you made it's a speed run, so I came prepared with I have 4 questions. Well, 5, but you're answering the 5th one. The 5th one is just for the SOP, the personal touch SOP. If just a question about the seemingly low response rate on that, and I talked to Aaron a little bit about it too. I just want to know, like, I get for current clients it seems easier because we're always keeping in touch, but for unconverted leads and for former clients, I don't want to feel like, I don't know, like I'm just throwing it out into the ether, but nothing really is being done with it. You know what I mean? Like the cards, I love the cards, but the emails and the phone calls seem to get nothing really, I guess.
Yeah, so a couple things. Follow-up is key. That money is in the follow-up. But what we're looking at here, 2 things. Number 1 is relationship building. So just the fact that you're reaching out does impact these people. That you got to keep in mind, put yourself in their shoes and think, okay, say I'm a prospect or I'm a former client. Number 1, I get a call from you. The first thing, I get a message that says voicemail. First thing I'm going to think is he wants to talk to me because he wants to try and pitch me. He wants to sell me. And so that's something that we need to look at in terms of your scripting, and so that they don't feel like that, and understand that it is a relationship building call. That's the purpose. You just want to help out. So we'll look at that.
Okay.
That's the first part. Now I'm forgetting what the second part was that I wanted to say. The other thing is, so that's what's suppressing response primarily, but also it's just not a high priority, and that's fine. So it's just in terms of them responding, because maybe they're just not, it's not something they want to take advantage of. They just don't feel a need to talk to you. So I'm saying that so you'll understand and take this all in the proper context and not be discouraged by that fact.
Right.
And maybe as we go forward with this, as you learn more, you discover that, hey, you're just better off sending emails to them rather than calling. And now I remembered. So the follow-up, that's what I want to mention to you. So follow up on the emails. What I would do with that email now to follow up is just send another one a couple days later saying, hey, just want to touch base. Didn't hear back from you on this. Is there, not trying to pitch you or something like that. We'll work on the scripting, but just follow up. That's it. That's the secret.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That makes more sense. Okay. And then I'll just go down the bullet list of questions I have. Oh, Aaron.
Adrian, let me jump in. And
Yeah.
An exclamation point on what he said. But the thing to remember in all of this is people buy at their time, not yours.
Yeah.
And so, they have to be ready to make a move. But secondly, the great thing about the fitness industry is it's a renewable resource, right?
Yeah.
People are always coming in and out of wanting to, change their life, get in shape, health scares. And if that's not enough, then the generation coming under them starts the cycle all over again. So it is a very renewable resource, and thus the juggernaut called fitness, right?
Yeah.
So you just have to be patient with it. They'll move in and out of those waves of emotion or motive.
Okay.
Yeah,
That
and by doing
helps
this,
reframe it.
It helps you stay top of mind with them too, not just through your newsletter, which is broadcast, but through those personal touches, which really make a difference because they know they distinguish the difference between a broadcast and a real personal email.
Yep.
Certainly a personal phone call.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for that. That makes sense. Yeah. If you can just look at the things I sent you, Eric, that'll probably help me. So I know that what I'm saying actually is received well.
I will.
Yeah. Okay. First question I have is that in the greatest referral campaign, like the thank you campaign, it mentions that we can write a letter on behalf of the client. And I just wanted to get a better sense of what I should write in that letter. Because it says, like, for point number 4, like, we can write a letter for you and then mail it out on your behalf in there. So I was wondering what I should write for that.
Aaron, you want to take that?
You're already providing a letter in one sense. The other sense is you just make it as brief and simple and try to make it sound like it's coming from your client as you can. When we opened Iron Tribe, we did this whole thing. I mean, if I can hunt it down, I'll send it over to Eric and let him attach it somewhere as a bonus. But the point was, 4-page letter, an introduction page from the client that we were mailing out from and going to their people. And, it works very well. But everybody to a T said these words. Every one of them. I wouldn't write it like that. And that doesn't sound like me at all, right? And so if they want to write it, it's all the better. But if you're writing it, trust me, you're going to hear, I wouldn't write it like that. That doesn't sound like me. But here's the magic. When we sent those letters out, friends were calling friends. I just got your letter in. Letter? What letter?
Yeah.
Don't make that mistake.
Right. So let the client know that we're sending it on their behalf.
Right. So we've made all the mistakes.
Yeah. So I actually put in the client's name and address as they're sending it.
That's right.
Okay. And then one page is fine, regardless, I guess.
Yeah, that's it.
And the content should be what their general, like a testimonial, right? Their experience here. And then should it have just come on, try it out with me, that kind of thing, like that kind of soft call to action in it, or what?
Yeah.
Okay.
It can be anything, really.
We'll find an example because it's always easier to work off an example. We'll get it just give us a little bit of
and I'm asking a lot about it because it sounds almost like an endorsed letter.
Yeah,
that's and I read about that a while ago, but I've never seen it done.
Well, so while we're talking, I'm gonna see if I can hunt it down. You guys go ahead. Just pardon me if I stick out for a moment
That's fine.
Yeah, and there's few things stronger than a well-done endorsed letter. That's essentially what the referral challenge. I mean, what Local by Referral is built around is those types of endorsements. Yeah,
because it's included in the social proof SOP. You mentioned the every door direct mail campaign. I mean, I feel like doing an endorsed letter through that would be well worth its effort. So that's why I wanted to see an example to see how I could do that. Okay.
Yeah,
that would help.
We can come up with that. I'm sure I've got dozens, and Aaron probably has some too. So we'll come up with that. I'm making it. Okay, good. What else, Aaron? Adrian?
Yep. So sorry, I'm taking a lot of time. So For the local bar referral, I just watched that video after you posted it a little while ago. It can be any type of business, right? Or is it better if it's complementary to fitness in some way?
It can. The answer is both. It can be any type of business, largely any type of business. Dry cleaner is probably not going to be the best type of business. You want something generally with a higher lifetime value of a client. Ideally a service related business, and if it's health and fitness related, which is a broad range, that's even better. That's even a tighter match. So if you're looking to, when you first get started, like for instance with the Habit Maker Challenge, those types of partners would be health and fitness related partners, but you can certainly expand from that. Like financial planners, a good example. They have great high-end value clients, very strong relationships with those clients. They don't generally have large lists, but they have strong pull with people, and people who are their clients generally are rather influential, or at least they're upper middle class, and so it's a good fit.
Okay,
you can fit in with a lot of businesses.
And then my next question, probably my last one, can you just give me a little bit of a rundown of what local by referral is? And the reason why I ask is because I'm in a BNI group, and I figure if I have a much better understanding of how to say it, I can introduce it to them and let the group know about it, so that way we can all win. So how would I describe local by referral in a short pitch, I guess?
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a really good question. And that's frankly, that's what one of the things I'm working on is trying to synthesize that message. Essentially, it's this. It's a systematic approach to partner referrals. So the distinction being, and this is where it gets a little hazy, and I got to tighten this up somehow. But with BNI, largely folks are showing up and they're exchanging cards, and and Erin Lindauer, she's an expert with BNI, runs BNIs. There's a lot of folks in there that show up, number one, to take rather than give. That's part of the problem. But what the leads that they do give are not the highest quality leads. And there's no system. There's no leverage. This is the big issue. There's no real leverage. It's one-to-one, and it's time intensive. So what we're looking at, for instance, is like what we're doing with Habit Maker. It's to create leverage. Okay, so you find other businesses that are very much like you. Let's say a dermatologist or a chiropractor, for example, who has an email list of clients, or an email online or offline list of clients, and can promote to his clients, can endorse you. That's what we were talking about, the endorsement. Can endorse you to his clients just like you endorse him to your clients. And you can do it in a one-to-many marketing medium as opposed to one-to-one. So you gain leverage there. You save time, and you get more referrals as a result. And then, of course, the partnering aspect, doing things together. That's a big component of local by referral, is the whole community relationship thing. It's not just about showing up to hand each other referrals. It's about becoming leaders in the community who are creating impact.
So what would be an example of that exactly? Like, what kind of things will we do together?
Habit Maker is a perfect example. There will be a lot of different opportunities to do events like that on a smaller, some on a smaller scale, probably not many on a larger scale, but except for one or two. And what I envision is like a one-time a year joint client appreciation event where you all invite all of your clients to a big outdoor thing. You get food trucks to show up. You maybe show an outdoor movie at night or something like that. And everybody who comes brings a couple cans of food to donate to a charity or something along those lines. Huge amount of media coverage and positioning. And this is what we're talking about. It's strategic. So we're looking at improving your positioning, getting awareness for you in front of people, and also doing lead generation at these events. There's a lot of things. So we're not just hoping, we're not just putting people doing nice things and hoping we're going to get new business. We're going to be strategic about it.
Okay.
And tactical. Yeah.
Okay.
Erin Lindauer, do you want to add anything to the whole BNI conversation?
Yeah, because I was thinking a lot about this, and in the previous release, I was all like, hey, BNI, this is a great thing we all need to do. And I got no No one. And it was one of the most frustrating things to me because I'm sitting here going, man, I've been committed to this BNI for the last 5 years and no one's stepping up to the plate. So personally, what I feel like in a strategy to promote this to your BNI is almost give them a little tease like, hey, I've got this really neat thing. I'd love to meet with you in a one-to-one and tell you a little bit more about it. And just kind of like put it out there because it's not for everybody. Not everybody in BNI has a list, will be on the same level as you. And that, honestly, that's what frustrates me the most with BNI is I've got a lot of B players, which is fine, but creating, like Eric was saying, this strategic partnership where you guys do partner. I mean, you're partnering on so many levels, just like hosting that event. I mean, when someone actually has a list, that's probably one of my biggest things I would start with someone is, hey, do you have a list? Do you mind communicating to it? Or how often do you communicate to it? That's where I would approach it, is in one-on-ones, not necessarily pitching it in my 60-second, but I would say, hey, I've got something really cool I'd love to introduce you to. I'd love to schedule more one-to-ones so that I can tell you more about it. But I would go through your list and tag those people first and foremost, because there's probably 4 or 5 people, depending on your BNI, that are awesome.
Yeah,
that's my take on it.
And that's great stuff. And I will add this, and this is on the front end, the most important thing when it comes to partnering. It's just like me, when Aaron Crocker and I choose to partner with somebody with the referral challenge, or all the people I've partnered with in the past, I want to make sure that they're congruent, that we have congruent values, that there are people that are like us, that have the same outlook, and that provide quality stuff. Because if they're going to promote me, I know I'm going to have to reciprocate and promote them, and I don't want to promote them unless I believe in what they're doing. So Pat Rigsby, perfect example. I'd promote anything Pat puts out because I know it's excellent stuff. And so there's great synergy there. So with BNI, you don't necessarily know who you're sitting next to. They can say they're great, but you don't know that for sure. And you don't know how motivated they are. So one of the big things we did on the front end with Local by Referral that's certainly very unique is this whole sifting and sorting piece. And you'll see that in action next week when we go live with it. It's the funnel. It's a marketing funnel. These people opt into it and they get educated about what Local by Referral is and does. And if that resonates with them and they're excited about it, and we pre-qualify them, we ask them questions like, hey, do you have a list? How many customers do you have? That type of thing. How long you been in business? How many reviews do you have? That kind of thing. And we get them to answer these questions. And then you see those answers before you even talk to the person. You see those answers. So you have a real good sense of who's good and who's not. So
then with that, this question just came up in my head. When we have that list, like you asked for in week 1, is there something that we ask those businesses first? Like, do we ask them to opt into this thing, or do we call them? Like, how does that work? I know I'm probably getting ahead of it because this is phase 2 now, but I just want to understand it.
Yeah, you can invite them in a lot of different ways. But yeah, you just basically want to get them to your co-founder page, and that's your custom page, and then get them to opt in. So you can do it any number of ways, but certainly sending an email, dropping by and chatting with them, and having them opt in. Just say, hey, there's some cool education, you'll learn something here, and if you like it, great. If not, no problem. It's no worries, because there will never be any pressure. We're not going to push anybody to do anything. It's exactly the opposite. It's a takeaway.
Yeah. Okay. So then that'll be described more in week 2, right?
Oh, yeah. And we'll give you tools for doing it. Some email copy you can send out, some letters that you can send out, and then, maybe a script for a phone call and things like that.
Okay, good. Yeah. All right.
We want to keep it simple. We don't want to try and get into some big explanation about it. As you can see, I struggle with it, and I created the thing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to synthesize that message.
Yeah.
And we need to, and I will. But right now, it's not totally dialed in because I haven't created those tools yet. And when I do, I'll dial it in.
Right. Okay.
Some things, yes, say something?
Yeah.
Some things are complicated to communicate. Like the CrossFit community to this day still has a problem communicating what CrossFit is. Right? And, they're a freaking juggernaut. They have more locations now than Starbucks has coffee. Right? And so it sometimes it's just real hard to nail it down.
Yeah, and we'll get it as clear as we can, so to help you. But the most important thing is just getting people to opt in and then getting them educated, because there's a lot to learn and they need to be exposed to this stuff and see it and hear it, as do you, Adrian and others.
Yeah.
Too. I recognize it's a little different from what you're accustomed to, but the more you hear it and the more you experience it, most of all, once you have one good partner, can be, big time help in your business. You get 3 or 4 of them, it can be literally game changing, as much as I dislike using that term.
Okay, that's good.
All right.
And then, and then I know I recently posted about the fact that I was just feeling a little bit overwhelmed with everything, but it's a good type of overwhelm. Aaron, if you're still up for talking, I'd really appreciate that, because it always helps. And I just want to say this, I wish I had found this earlier, when I started, because I feel like I'm doing more than I ever have before, but it feels so internally driven, as if I should have been doing it like this from the start. So it's great that I'm doing this. So I really appreciate the work that you guys are all putting into it. So it really, really, really helps. And then I don't know if you guys know this about me, but as far as group calls go, I really dislike group calls, but this is one of the most useful groups I've ever been in. You guys contribute meaningful stuff. So thanks to you guys as well. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, well, thank you for sharing that, Adrian. That means a lot. And you're right. It's incredible the level of contribution we get from everybody. This is truly a mastermind in action. And, Aaron and I just sort of facilitate. But it's awesome. It's awesome. And so thank you for saying all that.
Thanks, you guys. Yeah. All right. That's it for me.
All right.
Good.
Cool.
I'll just listen now.
Okay. By the way, we can go a little bit more than 30 minutes because it looks like we got a delay on the other thing. So we'll go until we got to everybody. So Keith, what's going on with you? I know you had to walk in. How'd that go? Did you sell them in 3 minutes?
Yeah, pretty much. So, well, we're doing a 6-week challenge and still doing interviews for it. And he just walked in wanting to know more information. And so he's coming in supposedly tomorrow to sign up. We'll see. But
cool.
He was sold, or seemed to be.
Excellent.
Yep.
All right. Well, how are things going? Otherwise, what's the status now with the trainer bailing on you? You had to fire, not bailed on you, but you had to fire. Any progress?
He's still fired.
Good for you.
That's right.
Good for you.
That's hilarious.
But it's funny. I didn't have really anybody set in place to take over for him, which was that's a fault on my end. But since then, I've probably got at least 4 different prospects right now that could easily step in and start working. One of my trainers, who literally only works 2 hours a week here, just got let go from his other job. So he's like, "Man, I'm fully available. Where do you want me?" So
awesome.
So he's already going to start filling in next week. I only had really just one question. I had 2, but you already, I'm always asking about local by referral, so you already covered that. Thanks. But the other thing is, for me being in the group that kind of started this originally, I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. There's not necessarily new stuff coming out in under the old format, right? It's really the Kaizen kind of getting caught back up to where we were. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. So obviously the habit thing is new, so I'm obviously following along with that, and I'm trying to, but I just want to make sure I'm not getting behind on something that I was supposed to be doing. So
I hear you. And that habit thing is new. That's good. No, you know what? You're not the first to ask that, and it's a real good question. Aaron and I were just chatting about it the other day. I had somebody else ask the same thing. What I need is a list of all the things that have been updated, and so you guys have that, the original members.
Right.
But no, the only thing new at this point is Habit Maker and the email SOP part 2. Those are the only real new things that I can think of. Aaron, is there anything else you can think of?
Well, I know you guys also put out that mother load of content thing. That would do as well. So
that's right. There's more content as well. But otherwise, things have just been tweaked and improved upon and adjusted. But we'll go back. It's not going to happen real quick, but we will go back and build something out that illustrates what the changes are so you guys can see that. But if there's anything significant, I'll let you know in the emails when I push them out regarding the content delivery for the week.
Yeah, you guys have always been really good about communicating. I just want to make sure, especially with, like I said, I'm putting in 14-hour days and stuff right now. I could easily miss stuff. There's no doubt. So.
Yeah.
The other thing I was actually, this was just, I want to let you guys know, I came across this the other day. There was that part where you could make business cards for clients with their names on it, and they could give 3 sessions to people.
Right.
There's a company called, I think it's moo.com, and they do business cards, and you can literally get a pack of 50, and all 50 of them could be different.
Wow.
I don't know what the cost was on it. I didn't get that far into it. I just happened to kind of come across their site, and I remember that was something we were talking about. Well, how are we going to get a bunch of different cards made with different names? And I mean, I think you could literally do a pack of 50, and every one in there is different if you wanted to.
I actually have used them before, and I got a pack that has like 14 different quotes on the one side and then my information on the other. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Wow. I wonder how the hell they do that, man. But that's all right. Well, I appreciate the tip on that. We'll make note of it and look into it and put it in the resources list. That's great.
Cool.
Thanks, Keith.
Yeah, man.
All right, good. Then let's keep. Or anything else, Keith?
No, that's it.
You're good.
Appreciate it, guys.
All right, good. Mike Fernandez, let's move down to you, brother. What's going on? Tell us what's happening, and let us know if you have any questions.
What's going on, guys? No, I don't have any questions. Fred pretty much just answered my question as far as so I feel like I'm falling behind. I was away at a mastermind last week, and I lost an admin as well. That's really cut down on hours. So I'm kind of tackling this at the same time. We're tackling some other things as well in the business as we continue to grow. We're starting a new session and all that stuff going on, and add a new time slot and lease negotiations and all of that as well. So I felt like I was kind of falling behind. We got the whole charity thing is up and running. The letters have been out. We're doing the check-ins so far. It seems to be running smoothly. But I was a little bit concerned that I was falling too far behind. But I think what Fred just said pretty much hit the nail on the head. And I feel pretty confident that I have all the stuff. And it's just I want to kind of go through it at I don't want to say at my pace pretty much as I need it, instead of trying to throw everything on at once and then not being able to get anything done. I feel like that's kind of the way I was going to start to lead, where I'm tackling a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and then you end up with nothing. So I'm trying to make sure I balance that out. Other than that, I don't really have any questions at this point.
All right, so I hear what you're saying, and we recognize that, and this program just continues to get more and more robust. There's a lot to it. There's no doubt about that. And so, Fred, appreciate what you wrote in the comments section, and it's exactly right. It's exactly true. You guys have access to us as long as we're doing this, which hopefully will be a very long time. And what we're going to do, Aaron Lindauer is visiting us right now, and we were just talking the other day about business, as we do, because that's what Camille and I talk about mostly. And now we have a visitor who's also a business owner, and so we're talking business a lot. But one of the things we were talking about was, the essence of a business really is what's going to happen is you let's say you've got 5 different systems. Ultimately, there might be more, there might be 7, there might be 4, whatever. Say you got 5 systems that run your business. Your job as a business owner is to dial in each system to the best of your ability, moving forward progressively, or not progressively, one at a time. You're working on this system, you get it as dialed in as you can. You go to the next one, you get it as dialed in as you can, the next, like that. And then when you're done with all 5, you go back to number 1 and you start all over again. That's the lifetime of a business owner right there. And because you're constantly tweaking and adjusting. It's the Kaizen principle, but that's what it is. It's that constant dialing in of your systems to improve the way your business runs. So we're just glad you're here, Mike, and I'm glad you expressed your sense of where you are right now, and just keep hanging tough, showing up for the calls, doing what you can when you can, and we'll keep banging on you to do more.
Can I offer a little bit of advice, Mike, for you?
Please.
Unsolicited advice, but I've been feeling overwhelmed for the past 2 weeks. But what I would do is I would just pick one SOP and just finish it to its completion before moving on to the next one. Because what you mentioned, doing a little bit at a time and feel like nothing gets done, right. I totally relate to that 100%. So what I've been doing is I just pick one SOP at a time and I finish it 100% total. And then I know it's there, I know it's done, and then I can move on to the next one. So if that helps any for pacing, I don't know. But that's just what I've been doing. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. No, and that's great advice. We've talked about it before. Rich Schefrin, a big time guru in business and internet marketing and whatnot, put out a document about 10 years ago that was where he talked about, and he illustrated on a timeline how if you're trying to work on 5 different projects simultaneously, how it will end up taking you probably 200 or 300% longer than if you work on one at a time, get one done, implemented, then move to the next, then to the next, just as Adrian described. So that's great advice, Adrian. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Mike, anything else? You good?
No, I'm good. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
All right. Thanks for being here. Mr. Hart, Keith, do you have some? No, I see you're just twisting. Randy, hey, man.
How's it going?
Good. What's going on with you? And you have any questions or anything we can help you with?
Not really. The last week's just been a whirlwind with getting ready for this launch next week. And, more than anything, I guess, just kind of reiterating what you said, Eric. I mean, this group has been fantastic on a lot of different levels. I mean, shout out to Rick. I mean, he got on the horn with me the other night and, showed me he's basically got a product that's very similar to what I'm launching. But there wasn't any malice or competition or anything like that. It's just a very, prosperous, open-ended group of people that just want to help each other succeed. Fred and I spent some time together recording an interview. And again, it's just, it's fun. Because you guys know as well as I do in the fitness industry, it's a lot of times there's a lot of big egos and things like that. And just having people really want to see other people succeed, whether there's anything in there for them or not. I mean, it's a breath of fresh air, and Eric, we've been a part of stuff that's maybe been a little bit the other way, years ago or whatever, but, and Erin Lindauer up there, love that girl as well. So yeah, it's just, I love this stuff, man. I just get on even more just to listen and surround myself with like-minded people to challenge me to grow and get better. So.
That's awesome. And what Randy was referring to in the past, for those of you who don't know, when I owned NPE, things were a little bit different, just because there were other influences. But let me say this, because I think it's a worthwhile point to make. And that's, Aaron and I are tremendously proud of the quality of people we've attracted into this group. Really amazing people, and the giving nature, as Randy just said, the things that Rick and Fred and Randy and others, Adrian, there's so much sharing that goes on in this group that's really selfless and just tremendously valuable stuff. It's heartwarming. It really is. And I'm not just saying that to applaud you all, but also to say that this is what's going to happen when you work through local by referral with us. You're going to attract these types of people that won't be clients, they'll be partners, but you're going to attract these types of people to you because they're going to have values that are congruent with yours. And this is exactly how we've attracted you guys into this group, because of the messaging you put out. It resonated with you and you came to us. And that's the same thing that's going to happen with local by referral. And you surround yourself with winners like this in this group, and you can't help but win. So it's powerful. It's powerful. So thank you, Randy, for sharing that.
There's something I'd like to say about that too, that I think in this group, because honestly, Fred and I were just literally private messaging about this. The people in this group realize there's enough business to go around for all of us. So why should we not be helping each other? We're better when we're helping each other than trying to do it alone.
Yeah, amen. Amen to that. I mean, and it's a much better way to go through life. It's just so much nicer. Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff. All right, very good. Well, thank you, Randy. And Fred, let's jump over to you, brother. What's going on? How are things? Any questions we can help you with?
Not too much different for me. I'm doing well. I'm up to date on everything. I'm just I'm ready for the book to come out and to get the local by referral. But what I wanted to say earlier with the local by referral, it's going to be quality, not quantity. So I don't think you're going to be approaching anybody that you don't have a relationship with already. And so for me, I'm not going to spend a bunch of time trying to explain the tool of local by referral as much as, hey, we're going to help each other get external leads, right? So you like what I do, I like what you do, and we're going to trade business, basically, is the way it works out. And I think it's better that way, because the problem that I've had with B&I in the past is there's a certain person for every business in each group, and they say, well, we have this insurance guy, so that's all we're going to refer to. Well, my insurance guy is my best friend, so like that kind of cut me out of the group. And it's like, well, if you don't refer to me, well, then I'm not going to refer to you and all of that. So, I got to be honest. My local by referral group is already built. For me, it's just a matter of time getting the tools in, because we're already doing it. Like I have partners in my business right now with my screens. If y'all are not doing that, jump on that as fast as you possibly can, because my business is growing. People are extremely happy. And the way I have it set up is, my business owners are coming to my gym for free, and they're spending so much more money and referring so much more people, and they're that much more happy. So now we're just going to have this gateway basically to do it and really mastermind more is all what that's going to amount to for me. So, and I just wanted to mention about because I'm sure Eric and Aaron have heard this a million times. I feel like every call I've been on, new people are overwhelmed. And then once you've been in it as long as I have, you realize they're going to roll stuff out, and it's going to be faster than you can get stuff implemented. That's just the way it is. Like, it doesn't mean you're going slow or you're falling behind. And so if you try to overdo it, you're really going to get, you are going to feel overwhelmed. So for me, I was looking over all the SOPs and filling in gaps and improving the systems I may have already had in place. And I am literally through the entire, I'm completely up to date with everything that they have. And I'm not saying that I did it at light speed. I'm just saying I was filling in the gaps and fine tuning, just like Eric said. So I'm here and I'm reading over stuff, Like I went over the stories and stuff, storytelling with my coaches, because that's what we do in our classes. And I mean, that alone was a sellable product. So, because I remember when I first started, I had messaged Eric and I said, okay, I have a lot of stuff in place. Would this still be good for me? And he said, I think it will. If you decide you don't like it, that's fine. And then when he rolled it out, I realized it was way more robust than I ever could imagine. But it was perfect for me because I was nibbling on little things, and it gave me the beef. And so I was filling it in. Like we were already doing the check-ins, and then we were already donating to a charity, and so we just put them together. And then we were doing this thing, and then we put it together. So same thing with the partner SOP. I was already kind of halfway doing it, not as systemized. So I took what I had, it re-energized me. I made it into like a real system now. And so now it's growing. We have 46 businesses. Now we have 48 businesses that are inside of my gym that are advertising. And I say free advertising, but it's not free because they're staying longer. They're donating to all my events. They are sponsoring all my in-house challenges, and they're referring all their friends. So it's insane. So, I had a down month in February because I made some changes. In April, I'm back up more than I was in January. So it's back up and running and going well. So good stuff.
What you call insane, I call beautiful, buddy. That is beautiful.
Yeah.
It really is. What you're doing down there in Louisiana is impressive. I mean, it's good stuff. And you do so much right. The thing that really amazes me, because you're on another level from most other fitness businesses that I know of, is the partner side. That you've developed that side of the business so dramatically. And like you said, you're ready to just slide right into it. I mean, you're already doing it to some degree, and now it's just a matter of getting better and stronger. But a lot of fitness businesses aren't as advanced as you on the partner side, and so they need help finding folks, and that's part of what we're going to do. But also the education and the training of people. But it's awesome, Fred, and we just really appreciate having you in the group. That's the way I feel. So many of you guys I knew from before, but I've met a lot of new people too. And two of the Fred and Rick, guys that I did not know prior to this, and it's just tremendous. And everybody, I'm not leaving anybody out, but you guys are two very significant contributors to this program.
Yeah, I recruited Rick. We tried to get him in on the first run, but he had so much stuff going on. I said, don't worry, he's going to relaunch it in about 8 weeks or so. So we jumped on him the second time.
Yeah.
But, the one thing is, and I got to give y'all credit for this. I don't know who came up with it, but your be more, give more, grow more quote. I love that. And I've been putting it in a lot of my emails. And don't worry, I'm giving y'all credit. That's all I focus on anymore is how I can be more, how I can give more. We're doing a huge fundraiser. And look, I will post this. I'm not making this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. Watch what happens on May 6th with this fundraiser that I'm having for this little girl at my gym. If we don't make $15,000 to $25,000 in 1 hour, I'll be shocked because of our partnering. It's gonna be live on Facebook. I'm not gonna make any of this up. I will show you all the checks from the people. It's gonna be huge. Slotell is like all with their hands back going, what the hell is this guy doing over here? And all I'm doing is I'm partnering up with everybody, give them free advertising. We make friends. We go out to lunch. It's like if they have somebody they know that's interested, I say, hey, just send them to the gym. Tell them don't worry about sales pitches and all of that. Come check us out. See what we do, what we have to offer. They come in, they fall in love with it, they want to sign up. Half the time don't even have to do a sales session because they come into our environment and they fall in love with it. And they realize that, yes, I'm a business. Yes, I have a family and I do need to make money, but that's not all I'm in for. I'm in for everybody growing. And then they just give you their money.
It's awesome. Hey, are you doing anything with local media for this event?
We are. We're going to have, it's going to definitely be in the paper. And don't get me wrong, the little girl that we're doing it for, her family is very popular and they're well connected. Her grandmother's an elected official. She is president of the school board here in our city, in our parish. But it's gotten really, really, really big, and it's really cool. And it's like I'm just sitting off on the side and letting nature take its course with the community and the partnerships that we've developed. I mean, it's gotten so bad that I couldn't even keep track with the donations and all the people that wanted to help and stuff like that. So, and you know what? I don't make no membership pitches because afterwards everybody wants to know how they can be a part of what we're doing and how they can sign up. I don't even need to make a membership pitch, just being completely honest.
And that's it right there, because of the positioning you've created, because you are that person, that guy that they hear so much about and see so much about, and they know you're doing so much good and they want to be associated with a business like that. That's the secret to really staggering business growth and security, because you're not dependent on an ad to get you a new client.
Yeah, we are, I speak to my coach. I know it's supposed to be a shorter call, but I'm passionate about this because it's awesome. But I speak to my coaches and basically indoctrinate them every day that what we're doing is we are approaching fitness through a back door. And what we're doing is we're going to give until it hurts, and we're going to try to help people. And every fitness pro says, I'm going to help you to change your life and be a better person. But we do it through our training. We specifically focus less on scales and body fat compositions and workouts because all of those things are the norm, right? Every gym across the whole country is going to weigh you, give you a workout, right? That's not anything new. So to be different is how else can I help you be a better person, right? And we do that through our motivation, our inspiration. I do it, and every Friday I do a motivational, inspirational memo to our clients. All the charity partnering, the charity check-ins, the every single month charity events and fundraisers, and partnering with my businesses. Like if you were to come into my gym, and I'll take some pictures, there's posters everywhere of all these events that people are involved in, like these non-for-profit organizations, and they're getting business from it, along with giving themselves a new position based on what they do to participate, and it gets their business out in the open. It's a beautiful thing. Like it's getting uncontrollable, but I love it.
And we love hearing about it because you are nothing if not enthusiastic, man, and that's contagious. So thank you for sharing that. It's good stuff.
Hey, Fred, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Would you mind setting up a time with me to talk about more of this stuff? Because this is stuff that I know I really need help with personally.
Definitely.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, and similar to Randy too. Like I just love these calls, and you know, we had a call with Randy. I have calls with Rick very often, and we're just bombing away with information with each other. You know, things that we're finding are working and stuff. So, yeah, if I'm free, I'm open. So it's good for me.
All right, thanks.
No problem.
Generous soul. All right. Thank you, Fred. Aaron Lindauer, let's go to you and see. You got any questions or any issues, anything you want to discuss?
I do want to say thanks to Aaron for this book.
What is that?
It's Resilience. Yeah.
Resilience.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty cool. Just, I wasn't quite sure when you posted it, but man, it's a guy writing letters to a guy that came back from war with PTSD. So things happen for a reason, and why I saw that post, and I just want to tell you thanks, because this book is tough, though. I'm a pretty avid reader, and I was like rereading every section. I'm on page 40. So.
I'm so glad you said that. And what she's talking about, let me grab this real quick.
Your book is all marked up.
I mean, I'm just going to open it up to any page, and you'll see where this thing is marked up. There have been 2 primary books in my life. One of them inspired me so much. I had so much energy, I had to go out and sprint, and that was this one. It's the only book I've ever been so motivated. I just had to go expend some energy. The other book drove me to my knees, and that was the Bible. Those are the only 2 books that have ever elicited a physiological response. So get that resilience book. And thank you for saying that, Aaron. It was kind.
Yeah, no problem. No, I mean, things happen for a reason, and there's a lot of good stuff. So I just really appreciate you putting that out there.
Who wrote the book?
It is Eric. How do you say his last name?
Dice. How do you pronounce his last name, Aaron?
Rittens.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a Navy SEAL. He's also an incredibly accomplished business owner. And now I believe, Aaron Crocker, correct me if I'm wrong, I think he's the governor of Missouri. Rick, aren't you in Missouri?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you would know if he's the governor of Missouri. I believe he's the governor of some other Midwestern state.
I think is he in Kansas?
I'm not sure, but just an impressive human being. He's a Rhodes Scholar and a Navy SEAL. I mean, that's an incredible combination right there.
Yes, it
He's
is.
a badass and he's a smart ass. In the best possible way. Yeah, Aaron turned me on to that book too, and it's an awesome read. Sorry, Aaron. Go ahead, Aaron Lindauer. Go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. This is kind of backtracking several weeks, but for an offer that you guys put in the crystal ball, did everybody just do a free consultation, or did you guys give a certain dollar percentage? I mean, does anybody remember what they did?
At first, I did a free consultation, and I wasn't getting the response that I expected. So then I did like a test drive month.
Okay.
And that's worked a whole lot better.
Okay, so basically just giving a free month, come check us out, and then obviously following up with them, how's the experience?
Yeah, it wasn't a free month. It was like 50% off.
Okay. So wait a minute, say that one more time. You gave them.
It was a 50% off month. 1 month, no strings attached. That was their free gift.
So then they still had to pay to play, but they.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. The one thing is they want to try it. They don't want to commit to anything long term right away.
Right.
So when they called in to get the free month, we discussed the ebook, and then got them to come in. So for me personally, for my facility, for what I've learned is, once we get you in the door, our close rate is like out the window, So I just have to do basically anything to get people in, right? And I just have to keep coming up with new ideas. So when I did the strategy session, I was getting people to opt in, and no one was calling.
Okay.
So we were trying to call them back, and they weren't answering.
I wonder too, so how has everybody put it on their website, Facebook ads? What about like a Facebook Live video that you put it out there, put a link to get it? What all have you guys done and what's been successful?
So I just built a brand new website, and when you click on my website, the first thing that pops up is our testimonial video that we had made professionally, and right to the side of it is an opt-in for the crystal ball.
That's what I was thinking of doing with it. Gotcha.
And then I have it on an automatic. Instead of running a Facebook ad, I do use Post Planner.
Okay.
And I'll get it to automatically post to all of my Facebook pages like twice a day.
No,
maybe every other day.
Yeah, we've been using Buffer, so similar software. Now, what was my other question? Well, it'll come to me.
While you're thinking of that, I just want to make a comment on, from my own perspective and what I've seen in terms of like when you offer a free consultation or you offer a free workout or something like that, versus a lengthier time offer like Fred described, a month or even 2 weeks or 4 weeks, 6 weeks, whatever, something like that. The difference from a perception standpoint of the prospect is when they see a free session or a free consultation, they're thinking, I'm going to be put in a sales environment. I might come in for a workout, but then I'm going to have to go through. And if it's free consultation, they're thinking that's all I'm going to be pitched hard.
It's a pitch.
Yeah. Most people resist that. Whereas if you make a tangible offer to them of a specific period of time and training, they're like, well, this is a way for me to test drive it, just as Fred described.
Okay, perfect. So posting multiple times per day, website. Anybody do it with Facebook ads successfully or just?
Tom Jacobs did. Reach out to him, Aaron. He made some posts on if you search the group just for Crystal Ball, you'll see his posts.
Right. Okay.
He said his lead cost was a little high on that, but he closed, I think, 3 or 4 clients at over 10 grand worth of new business. So he was pretty happy, even though I think he had a $7 lead cost on it or something.
Okay, because I kind of wondered if I did a Facebook Live and then just start boosting that to some degree, just kind of test it, nothing too. Sometimes when you hold that physical free report, like, hey, you want this, and you're flashy, or whatever.
Right now, I think it's a great idea. Frankly, I have yet to move on Facebook Live. I know Fred does it. Probably some others of you have done it, but I think it's this awesome medium that I've just got to try out, and I'm hearing all sorts of cool stories about it. So yeah, I think it's a good idea, Facebook Live.
I remember my question. Sorry, it's kind of off subject, but on. Right. You said you just redid your website. I haven't signed any contracts yet. I've just been getting people's. Did you use someone local or someone that you found?
No, I use somebody that Randy and Eric.
Okay.
That I could say it, no, it doesn't matter. I use Lynn Coffee.
Perfect. That's who I was almost getting ready to sign with. So no worries.
Yeah, it's as quick as she is and as good as she is.
That's what I'm saying. A 4-day turnaround and $100 a month. I was kind of like, wow, you can't.
Not only that, it's like I wanted my website to do a very specific thing, and that's her niche. And I just never could really find anybody to do it. So yeah, I already have one up and running, and I told her I want to get rid of both of my old websites and do them all over. So she already got one done, and she's working on the.
Yeah, she did our original website, and it was fantastic. I mean, that thing captured leads, and we had very, very good results with it. So ventured off, had 2 different developers.
You get an email whether or not they come in, and you can sell them again on the back end, right? So they start getting my newsletters and all the countless emails that come out. So one way or another, we'll capture them.
Exactly.
Hey, Fred, post your your new website in the chat so we can all link to it.
Okay.
But yeah, Lynn used to be Lynn Van Dyke, now Lynn Coffee, goes way, way back with us, and she's just a solid individual, really good quality work. She knows her business. She's a smart marketer, and the name of her business used to be Most Wanted Response, which is exactly what she builds conversion-focused web pages, websites. So real good. I mean, you know her, Aaron, but for others, I'm just mentioning.
Yeah, and she just adopted 3 kids under the age of 3. I'm like, what? I could barely handle 1 at 9 months.
Yeah, God bless her. I think that's awesome.
But that's all I have. But thank you.
All right, very good. Well, then, Rick.
Real quick, Eric, if you check out my website, you'll see that I got that referizer pop up too, man. That's pretty cool. Another way of trying to get that lead. So
wait a minute, that was just that pop up that first came up that I X'd out?
Yeah. That I got 6 referrals off of that already.
Did you really?
From referizer. 6 in general, from my client sharing it, and then the pop up on my old website. So
what did you say? Hey guys, what's that?
We converted 3 out of the 6, so referizer for me was free for April.
No, that's awesome. So did you just tell your clientele, hey, we got a new site, spread it around, check it out, tell me what you think? You just did one of those. Okay, perfect.
Yep. Man, I'm pumped.
That's good.
Well, don't read resilience, man. You'll explode.
Really, your head will pop off. So Randy Schwartz, you'd love resilience. I know that for sure. Okay, Rick, let's go to you, brother. What's going on? Let us know if you got any questions, anything we can help you with.
Well, first of all, when I grow up, I want to be like Fred. Plain and simple. And then also, I need to relay a message to Eric and Fred. Alicia Strager said hi. I'm actually at an event here in New York and snuck away to get on this call. So they're going to look at me funny when I walk back in, but it is what it is. This is more important.
Priorities.
As far as everything else, everything's going smoothly, except my voice. And I'm going to blame that on several of you in here that I've interviewed. Just really looking forward to getting the habit maker going, getting the local leverage and all that going. I think that's the direction I've been wanting to go with my business for a long time. And this is going to really help me position it the way I want. Now that I've got a staff that I can pull away from a lot of the training, I can concentrate on these things. So I'm really excited about that. Yeah,
and it'll be a perfect fit for you because you have that, you're naturally gregarious. And I mean, not that that's required, because I'm an introvert through and through, but I do what's necessary to grow my business. But people who are generally, it's easier to be around. Some people, for me, it's not necessarily that easy. It's good. So you're that way, Rick. It'll be great for you, as it will be for everybody. Local by referral, that is, I'm referring to. Spoke around in circles. Okay, then anything else, Rick, that we can help you with, or any questions or anything, or you just? I know it's hard for you to talk, so I'm not trying to press.
No, actually, I'm pretty good. I'm good. I mean, everything that we've been implementing's been working, still going smoothly. I'm kind of doing just like Fred said, things at my own speed, and they're working well. So there's no complaints. Like I said, my goal is to really jump in with both feet, just jump into deep water with the habit maker. And we were talking about that a little bit the other day, and I can see how this can be something to be even used on a bigger platform than just our local communities.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what I'm really excited about.
And just so thankful for that excitement, enthusiasm from everybody. And that's the thing, is that, we're all going to hit little stumbling blocks, little obstacles, little roadblocks, things that get in the way and that cause us to, deviate a little bit or adjust. I guess that's the best way to put it. It's cause us to adjust. But that's the whole process. But I assure you that we are going to win this game with local by referral. It's going to win. It's going to be a winner. And we're just excited that everybody's excited about it. So, Aaron Crocker, anything you want to add before we wrap up?
There is something I want to add. And when Eric began to share with me the local by referral and the 21-day habit maker challenge, I wish I could express the incredible excitement that I had around it, because he the guy is. He doesn't get enough credit. So I'm going to tell you flat out, the guy's a freaking genius. There is brilliance in that bald head. Brilliance.
Because I bought it. Yeah. Brings out the best.
So, thank you, Eric, for all of it. I mean, for every bit of it, for all of us.
Thank you very much, Aaron. I really appreciate you saying that. And I'm just glad we got this group together that is ready to rock and roll. And right now, the struggle for us is just keeping up with the timeline, because there's so much we want to give you. And I know we've given you a lot already, but we've got more to do. And Aaron and I are busting our ass to get this stuff out, but also get it out at the highest quality we can possibly make it. It'll never be perfect from the get-go, but we want it to be as good as we can make it before we release it. So that's some of the reasons for some of the delays. But thank you very much for saying that, Aaron, and thank you all very much for being on the call today. Anything else before we wrap up from anybody? Everybody good? All right, very good.
Just want to say thanks.
Yeah. All right. Well, you guys have a great weekend. Rick, have fun up in New York. Tell Alicia we said hey, and you guys all. Yeah, it is Friday. You guys all have a good weekend.
All right. Thanks a lot. See you guys.
Take care.
See you guys.
Bye.